Hello and welcome to First Team All Vibes, your favorite sports podcast with all of the best vibes. My name is Marissa. I am one of the hosts on this podcast, and I am the vibe connoisseur around here.
I'm still picking popcorn kernels out of my teeth. And I'm Anthony, and I'm the guy that knows ball.
That is right, guys, and we are here to talk about the NBA. We are about a month in now, a few days short of a month, so we've learned a lot. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything that's been happening, injury updates, what we know so far about the East and West, or what we think we know, right, a month in, and, what trends we think will stick, what do we think's at risk. We're going to talk about all of it, guys, so let's dive into it. The last episode, we covered kind of the first 2 weeks of the season, but there was still a lot of kind of question marks, things that have already dramatically changed. So let's start with the West, and I feel like we cannot start with the West without getting the elephant out of the way, and the elephant being the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, I thought it was going to be LeBron was in the Epstein list. No, I'm just kidding. No, he wasn't.
No.
He wasn't.
Not in the first minute
Hearsay.
of the podcast.
No, yeah, let's talk
I know.
about
They
it.
haven't come out yet, so we can't talk about that yet. But, no, the Thunder is what I was going to put.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, disheartening, to say the least, if you're not a Thunder fan. No signs of slowing down, unfortunately. They're 14-1 as of the recording of this podcast. And Shea is still not playing fourth quarters. J-Dub, the second best player on their team, by the way, still has not played at all. And I don't really think they're in a rush to bring him back at this point, to be honest. And, their depth is just ridiculously insane. Like, they have this new guy that was a second-round draft pick last year. Okay, AJ Mitchell. Came out of nowhere, and this dude is like a full-on rotation player, like immediately. It's just unfair, like they have the best defense. They just have infinite players, like an infinite player glitch. Like it's like they're like a computer-generated team. In a way. Last week I thought it was funny when I was editing the video that we were like, let's see, their biggest tests are going to be against the Warriors and the Lakers. Blew out both of them. Back to back, might I add. Yeah, they're currently on a pace to win over 70 games. So, needless to say, they're the boogeyman in the West right now. I think everyone's kind of asking, like, are we wasting our time? Like, are the Thunder just going to plow through everyone? Like, are they even beatable? And yeah, I think that's kind of like the question right now. And we talked about it a little bit, like with the Lakers and Warriors games of like, are they just catching teams on like bad nights? Is this all just the Thunder, big bad defense, or are they just kind of getting a little bit lucky with some of these teams? I think that's kind of a question to ask, Obviously, it's ironic to me that the Blazers have been the only team that has beat them. But they came back 20. They were down 20 when they beat them, and they beat them by I think 2 or 3 points. So, you could say like, was that just a fluke, But it does show, I think, that like they're beatable, and I would like to think that both the Warriors and the Lakers are capable of putting on better performances. And they pretty much showed that immediately after that game. Those
obviously.
Games. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's tough, and one of the questions I put here is like, will injury even affect them? Like, even if Shea was out, like if Shea was out for like 2 months, like would the Thunder really even stop winning games? Like, I don't know that they would, because they're so deep. They just have so many players. It's crazy, but I don't know if you have anything to say about the Thunder, but I just feel like we have to address it because, they're literally winning every game, and they're the number 1 seed, obviously, still.
Fuck those floppers.
I know. It sucks,
those
guys. Like,
football players.
I do not like watching them. It's a tough pill to swallow that they are just this good. Yeah, it's unfair.
I feel like, for me, they're like the Eagles. I'm just like, no, I feel like you're getting by.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the hater in me. I don't think they're as good.
I kind of agree with you. I
don't know.
I think that they're
winning.
I would be shocked if their next encounters with, like, let's just say the Lakers or the Warriors went like that. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? So
if they do that to both of them again, then I'll have a... Yeah. But again, obviously...
I doubt that will happen. I don't know.
The Lakers looked a lot better. They blew the doors off the Bucks, basically. and they were down people. And then same thing with the Warriors.
Yeah.
They all of a sudden Curry's unguardable again. Looks like 16 Curry against the Spurs. Like, and I'll give obviously the Thunder credit to their defense or whatever, but I'm just like they're consistently playing these teams off of those teams winning, not when they're hungry, not after bad losses.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of getting everybody so far at like a really good time.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like they're not giving full effort. Like, I don't know, but we'll see. But I just felt like we have to mention them because it's just kind of like, how can we not?
And in my opinion, outside of J-Dub and Chet, I think there are other teams in the West that are just dealing with more injuries. Like, I can't give the excuse to the Warriors or the Nuggets because they're kind of healthy. Nuggets just lost Christian Brown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Warriors, no, they kind of don't have that excuse. But, I mean, obviously San Antonio and the Rockets and the Lakers and all these other teams are dealing with injuries that...
Right.
Like, I get just J-Dub, but, like, San Antonio has, like, now...
multiple
3 or 4 players out.
Yeah, like key players. Yeah. And we'll get into that a little bit more in a second, but kind of wanted to go in order of the seeding because obviously OKC is number one right now, and then we have Nuggets 2 and Rockets 3. You know, they've been picking it up. Last time we spoke, like they were, I think, a little bit farther down in the rankings, but obviously Nikola Jokic still the best player in the world. Shocking news.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic.
Best basketball player in the world. The best horse trainer in the world.
I have noted, like, my one note about the Nuggets is, like, they haven't been as good without Jokic on the floor than I think some people thought they would be. Like, you know, they added all these pieces, but I think it's still a little bit, like, shaky. And we'll see, you know, they could just pick it up as they get more chemistry and stuff. But, you know, that's maybe something to look out for. I also was looking at their schedule, and they did beat the Timberwolves twice. And they beat the Warriors once, but they also lost to the Warriors once. And that's basically the only good teams that they've played.
No, yeah, it hasn't been a tough road for them. Obviously, they have the best player in the world.
Exactly.
But, yeah, you're going to want... let's be honest. They took the champs to 7, same way the Pacers did. Yeah. That's the team. Like, I don't care to see the Nuggets really against the Lakers or against even San Antonio or against the Rockets. The Nuggets, you know that because they have the best player in the world, because their roster's deep, they have championship identity. That's the team you want to see them against, and until they play them, doesn't matter.
Well, I personally want to see them against those other teams because, let's be honest, it's very unlikely that they're playing Thunder in the first round. They're going to have to get there. So, you know, tonight they play the Rockets, and that's going to be a big game.
I mean, just my personal opinion, I think the Nuggets are actually better this year than they were last year. So because of that, I don't think it matters. I think that's the only team that they could lose to in the West.
I think my point is that you could say that about all those teams. The Rockets look way better. I mean, they're actually looking good now. And obviously the Lakers are kind of a wild card, and they gave them some trouble last year. So, you know, I just think I'm actually interested to see them against all the top, like, 4 teams especially. Obviously, yes, like, I think that everyone is measuring themselves against the Thunder, especially the top teams. And that's, like, a major, major test. The biggest test, shall we say. But I wouldn't say that that the other teams are irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Like I said, I'm interested to see what happens with the Rockets tonight. I did think it was worth noting that the Nuggets did lose to the Bulls last night. This is a real stat. The Bulls bench outscored the Nuggets bench 66-9. So again, you know, like, are these extra players that they added gonna be as consistently dependable as they were kind of hoping? You know what I mean? To take kind of some of that pressure off, like, the main guys.
I mean, San Antonio, Wemby single-handedly beat the Bulls, and they had almost, like, I think 50 off their bench as well. They were just shooting like crazy off their bench. The Bulls are just one of those teams where it's either the starters or some random... It was Kevin Huerter. I think he had his career high against San Antonio and wasn't missing until the last 4 minutes of the game, but literally was keeping them in the game because he could not miss the whole game.
Well, so, yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously the Thunder lost to the Trailblazers, so yeah, you're
anybody
right.
Could get it on any night.
And, you know, I still, like, sometimes I think about it and I'm just like, they have never had to deal with a Jokic injury of any kind, really, like, of
plays
any
too
kind
slow.
of. Yeah, but I mean, it's just like
slow.
That is like a fragile thing for them. You know what I'm saying? Or even like any of like any of the, like, like Aaron Gordon or even Jamal Murray, like, I guess he's kind of been hurt,
He's hurt a lot.
Yeah, so they're used to that.
They kind of manage those injuries usually well. Yeah. But, I mean, he's not an injury-prone guy just because, like, he's not
doing a bunch
running
of
up and down all the time. He's not
he's not moving fast.
Like, Wemby could have gotten hurt just, trying to dive for a loose ball going out of bounds against Jimmy Butler. Like, there are guys that are... Yeah, I mean, how many dunks does Luka have this season so far? He could get hurt, 2. Because he's putting in a little bit more effort.
Yeah, he has actually.
Where
He's been diving
Jokic is literally playing basketball, going through the motions, thinking about being with his horses.
And to be fair, he did get hurt already, actually. So we'll see. But I'm excited for the Rockets game tonight. Like I said, the Nuggets Rockets going to be interesting. Yeah, exactly. Rockets are looking good. I gotta say that Katie and Şengün, they're a good pairing. I gotta say, Rockets finally have a closer. They just beat the Magic last night in overtime, and guess why? Because they have a closer. Katie looks happy.
No, Katie's playing really well.
He seems actually really happy. I've seen so many clips of him, like, having his little bromance moments with Şengün, with Shepherd, and I'm like, dang, you don't usually see that with him, and I don't know. I think that's a little dangerous. I cannot lie. But same thing with them. They haven't really played many great teams. They lost to OKC and to the Spurs. So those are like the only 2 good teams that they played. And again, they played the Nuggets tonight. So I think that's going to be like kind of a test.
And I think for them in both of those games, the only guy they were down was Fred VanVleet. They played the Spurs and the Thunder, and they were both down several players.
Granted, I do think that they've been kind of working their way into the chemistry. So maybe they're going to be one of those teams that, gets better as the year goes on.
Yeah. And in all fairness, though, I think that's what makes the Spurs one. I mean, they're also getting the chemistry. OKC... No, I mean, they already have chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, that's different.
They have the continuity.
But, yeah.
We'll see.
So, we'll see.
I'm interested in this game tonight, so we'll see. What happens with that one. We will come back to you guys on that. 3 or 4 seed right now is the Lakers. They had a tough week this past week. Obviously, they had a loss to the Hawks. Kind of a bad loss. And I just feel like they
lost
to
the G.
I honestly feel like they went to the strip club the night before and literally just thought, like, we're just going to show up and win.
Was it in Atlanta?
Yes. And they were in Atlanta for, like, 3 days before.
Aiden was at that strip club.
They were in Atlanta for multiple days.
Reeves and Luka couldn't handle what they were seeing.
I don't know, but it just felt
An Atlanta strip club for those white boys? That was too much woman for either of them.
It just felt like they showed up and did not even try at all. And so I don't think that that's, like, indicative of, like, them being bad or anything. I think that was a wake-up call of, like, you guys have to show up for every game, even if it's a bad team. So I actually think that was a good loss in a way, But then, obviously, they also lost to freaking OKC. That was not a good showing.
Oh, they got
But,
demolished.
Same thing as, like, we kind of discussed already. But, like, that night was by far the worst shooting night I've ever seen them play. Like, literally no one could make a shot, even open shots. And so, yes, you could say, like, the Thunder, like, defense, like, got to them. But this same Lakers team blew out OKC last year. And with that same defense, you know what I mean? It's not like they got, like, a crazy new all-world defender. Like, they already had those guys.
Well, I will give a shout-out to Kassan Wallace. He's putting everybody on notice.
He's been playing well.
Fuck? He's just turning it on the defensive end, and then you got Mitchell doing everything on the offensive end. So, gotta give a little credit to Kassan Wallace.
And that was still a tough loss for the Lakers, and I think that afterwards, everyone, like Luka, Austin, they were all just like, they showed why they're the champions. And this is motivation for us, and Luka said, he was like, it's not concerning. It's just like reminder of like motivation that like, we have to like work towards this. And so I think it's that for all the teams.
It's a measuring stick that the champs are going to put out an effort every night.
Exactly.
And that's why you become a champion.
Exactly.
So if you're the Lakers, you can't take a night off against a good team, against OKC. You can't take a night off against a bad team with the Hawks.
Exactly. Exactly. And so, you know what? I'd rather have them learn those lessons now than later down the line. So, LeBron is coming back allegedly today. He's a game time decision, so I don't actually know even right now if he's going to play. Obviously, there's going to be an adjustment period. He did have an interview yesterday where he had his first full practice, and he was saying like, they asked him, like, how do you see your role compared to last year? Like, do you think it's going to be different? And he was like, honestly, it does not matter. Like, I will play whatever role I need to play on this team for us to win. So I'm hoping that that's true and that he shows up with that energy and that he's willing to kind of like let Luka and Austin honestly like take more of the reins to, you know, take some of the pressure off of him. But I will say one thing that I'll look out for the Lakers is that they have a very easy schedule for like the next month, kind of. Like the next like actually really good team they play is not until the Rockets on Christmas. So if they can get out like a pretty good schedule for their next handful of games, like I have the list here, you can see it, Anthony. I won't read through them all, but it's like, you know, they play the Jazz twice, Clippers, Mavs, Pelicans, Suns, etc. Like, and they play some of these teams twice. So, you know, there's only a handful of games. Like, they played the 76ers in there. Like, that could be testy. I guess the Clippers could be testy. Maybe even the Suns. But, you know, they should beat all those
I got to
teams.
include 76ers with Rockets.
Well,
they look good.
In my opinion, that's the only, like, actually good team that they're going to be up against for pretty much the next month. So, in my mind, I'm like, okay, Lakers, like, this is your opportunity. Like, the perfect time for LeBron to kind of segue back into the lineup. This is going to be like a prove it. Like, this is your time to rack up a bunch of wins so that you're not having to worry about a few losses once you have a tougher schedule later down the line. So we'll see how that goes. The Spurs. Let's talk about them. They are currently number 5, I believe, in the West. You know, Wemby has been great despite those 2 tough losses that they had to the Warriors, obviously, in the back-to-back. Like you said, historic Steph Curry performances. You know, everyone was calling him washed, and then he's like, haha, watch me score 40 plus. 50.
He has a weird vendetta out with Wemby, apparently, that he needs to do that.
Yeah,
I don't know where the fuck that was against OKC, literally. Why do that against a team that was literally a lottery team last year, and then you have nothing? Like, I'm sorry, you have nothing against the defending champs.
Yeah.
Weak. They're like, I regret putting them as far as I did in the
I think the
predictions.
I think in a way you guys got kind of unlucky because I think that they wanted to show out after that loss.
Yeah.
And I think, to be fair, I think they would have done that to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Except for OKC.
Right. I mean,
they could have played them again and guarantee Curry would have not.
You're
done
right,
what he did.
but I mean, let's be honest. Nobody has defense like OKC. Like, no shade to the Spurs, but nobody has defense like that. So I mean, it's hard for anybody to put those kind of numbers up against OKC. But you know, I agree that you're probably right about that. But you know, regardless, Spurs have been doing pretty well. But you know, now they got the injury bug. Like so many of these teams, you know, Wemby has just been announced he has a calf strain. He's going to be out for, they said, 2 to 3 weeks that he will be reevaluated.
Yeah.
And you know what I've noticed with some of these teams is that some of these teams have really accurate time frames and some of them have very inaccurate time frames. Like we've seen it go both ways where it's like some teams like they say 2 weeks and like with Ant recently, like he had that hamstring thing or whatever. They said 2 weeks, he was back within like less than a week.
Yeah.
And then some of these other teams, it's like they say 2 to 3 weeks and it's closer to like 5 weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, Castle and Harper also out right now, so that's kind of tough. But, you know, we were kind of talking about it. Obviously, this is Anthony's team. Their schedule doesn't seem too difficult, kind of similar to the Lakers. Like, they have a little bit of a light schedule. So, you know, this could be a good thing as long as they actually win those games and, you know, get the other guys, like, some good reps and continuity.
Well, I mean, if Wemby's out for 2 weeks, we at least play the Timberwolves and the Nuggets.
Yeah. And I did see that, okay, so, like, I was looking
And now
at,
Fox and Wemby have only played 8 games together in
yeah, that does
total,
suck.
for 2 seasons.
I mean, hey, if it makes you feel any better, LeBron and Luka have played 0 this year, so, I mean,
they played a lot last year.
that's true. They played a
I'm
good
saying,
amount.
like, these guys played 4 last year
Yeah.
together, and then only 4 this year until Wemby got hurt.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
So,
fair. I mean, it's a long season, and the injury bug spares no one, unfortunately, except OKC, I guess, apparently. But, I mean, even they, I guess, have people out. But I did look at the schedule. The Spurs have 6 games in the next 2 weeks.
yeah.
And 9 in the next 3 weeks. So that's actually not that bad. Like, I mean, they could have way more than that. So, theoretically, like, maybe Wemby would miss max, like, 9 games if he's actually only out for that long.
You're hoping for, that's why it's important to get out to the start they did. You're hoping for at least 5 and 4.
Yeah.
To hopefully not, like, to where we don't even have to rush him back in 2 weeks. He can be out 3.
Right. And
that's the hope.
I will say, like, one thing I did notice is that you guys have 2 like back-to-back OKC games at the end of December, and so that's gonna be tough because missing so much time together, you know, like, and then it's just gonna be like what, a week or 2 before you're thrown into that.
Yeah, and by the time we're playing them, J-Dub's gonna be back.
Yeah, exactly.
They already have chemistry.
Yeah.
We still can't figure it out just because everybody's gonna be back. But you're hoping that by then Harper, Castle, and Fox are all back, and we're at least at full strength, so we can at least win one, but at least be competitive for both.
Yeah, and you know, you'll have a Christmas game, so that's at least fun. That's gonna be a good game. Yeah, we'll see. I know you had some concerns about the medical staff as well, so
I mean,
hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them, shall we say?
I mean, as a Spurs fan, I'm just like, it's getting ridiculous. I don't know, you know. Obviously, I'm just an angry fan. Don't know who to blame or don't know what to be mad about.
Yeah.
But it seems like a constant thing the last probably 10 years with San Antonio and the injuries and not diagnosing things, missing things, guys consistently being out and in, and I'm just I don't know.
Well, we will see. Hopefully they can keep winning games in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
And then quickly, just kind of a quick overview of the rest of the West teams without going into too much detail. Wolves have been off to a slow start, but they're playing a little better. They've been picking up the pace. Warriors are doing okay, but they're just old and inconsistent. That's the problem. And, you know, obviously Steph Curry has shown that, like, he's still got it. But the question is, like, can he keep doing this, right? Like, it's still early in the season. I mean, we've already seen the inconsistency. Like, there's nights where he scores 11 points, and there's nights where he scores 49 points. So the question is, like, can you find a happy medium at least where you can have, like, consistent scoring? Because, you know, without him, they cannot do it. Yes, like, you know, they have random nights where guys get hot and Jimmy Butler makes a bunch of threes.
Obviously, we saw against the Pelicans, Moses Moody had like 26 or 29.
You know, they get lucky, but you can't rely on that. Like, that's an outlier. So I think that we'll see. Suns kind of showing signs of life, actually. Right now, they're in the play-in, I think. They are 8th right now in the West, which, I mean, I had them not there.
I had them not even in the playoffs.
Yeah, like, Booker's playing good, and, you know, Jalen Green played great while he was in, but he's already out again. He literally got injured, I think, the second game back. He's out 4 to 6 weeks again.
He was there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so poor guy. But, you know, I think he's usually not very injury prone, and he played great with them when he was in the lineup. So, I mean, hey, who knows? Once he gets back, maybe they could make a play for one of those playing spots. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Blazers, still the only team to beat OKC. They have good defense and a fighting spirit. That's what I put for the Blazers, and I think that's kind of a roundup of them. Maybe play-in spot eligible. Clippers could be handing OKC a top 5 pick this year. They have rights to their pick, and that's the only thing I don't like about the Clippers losing, is that they're about to hand OKC a top pick. I'm like, guys, please at least be better than that. Please do the rest of the league a favor and don't suck
or
that badly.
Adam Silver just... we already know you rigged the first pick. Like, even if they end up, like, with the lottery pick and they have high odds, like, just put them at 14.
No one wants to see the Thunder win every year for the rest of the world.
Nobody gives a shit anymore. Like, the small market team won. Get them the fuck out of here. They already won one.
Yeah, but poor Clippers. Bradley Beal out with season-ending hip fracture, and Kawhi Aspiration Leonard is already out again. He has some kind of ankle issue. I don't know.
Old man ball is just not working.
Exactly.
Too old, too slow. Need to open up a nursing home.
And the Mavs, you know, they're very depressing still. Mainly news about them. They finally fired Nico Harrison. So, you know what? I think that that's their only bright spot right now, is that at least that horrible negative aura from that whole situation is getting somewhat lifted, but, you know, they're still dealing with the consequences.
The vibes have been better for them.
I think they've been better. They've been better. They're still kind of losing,
there's hope
but
now.
Exactly. There's hope now.
Which is funny because it's the same exact team.
Yeah. But the vibes are different because the crowd's not chanting "Fire Nico" every 5 seconds while they're shooting free throws. Like, that's got to be tough. So I feel for them. But let's move on to the East. Let's talk about it. First of all, the Bulls quickly falling from grace. They're now 8 in the East. Last time we talked, just a mere 2 weeks ago, they were number 1. So, you know, I think they're back to their their normal stage, shall we say. Kobe White is returning soon, so, will that help them? And I know Giddey actually was out for a few games, so who knows? Maybe they'll be a little bit better. We'll see.
I still like their style of ball. I think their schedule just got a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
During that stretch.
Yeah.
And also being without
Missing
Giddey.
players,
But if they get Giddey and Kobe White back, I'm gonna roll with it. I thought they were for real. I think they're here to stay just because of their pace and their style.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're not out of the picture yet. Pistons, though.
Bad 2 weeks.
The Pistons are the new stars. They are 12-2 right now. 12-2. That's impressive. I gotta say.
Are you not feeling what I was feeling? I'm just like, they're young. They're gonna be overachievers. They're gonna play a lot of minutes. That's the thing.
They're in a 10-game winning streak right now.
They're OKC before they won the championship the year before.
They are a successful rebuild, just like OKC. Yeah, I don't know. And JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year candidate for sure. Yeah. If they keep the first seed, that is absolutely probably a lock for him. But do you think that they will keep the number 1 seed? Do you think that that's realistic for them?
Yes. They're young, they're healthy, and the coaching's good.
Healthy,
yeah, as long as they stay healthy. The realistic part is these older veteran teams that might be able to beat them in the playoffs. Like we just saw Giannis get hurt. And Giannis never gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you start to age. Mm-hmm. You can't count on Embiid. Paul George just came back.
Embiid's already hurt again.
Exactly. Donovan Mitchell is, for the most part, healthy, but Darius Garland, he's already hurt again. Yeah. I just don't think everybody else is experience. The Pistons stay healthy for some reason.
Yeah.
And as long as they stay healthy, they're young. I think they have a lot of depth too. We're seeing it with the Thunder. I just think it's a recipe for success, especially in the East.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually a perfect segue to talking about the Cavs at number 2. And it's crazy because looking at the record, they're 10-5.
They're not bad.
Yeah, but it's crazy because when you look at the West, that record would put you at 5 or 4. So it just shows you
I'd put you at 6.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's not. Yeah, I think that let's see. We got the rankings here.
Put you at 7.
That's
7.
Yeah, so it's that just
the Warriors would be at 8.
That's exactly it. So it's that just shows you how weak the East is. That the number 2 team in the East would be at the bottom of the play-in basically in the West. So that's kind of, I just thought that was interesting to point out.
Adam Silver needs to start trading stars from the West to the East to balance this stuff out.
Or move some, I don't know.
Trade Kyrie and Anthony Davis. Go full rebuild with the Mavs.
Yeah,
and trade both of those guys to the East.
I mean, there's rumors.
Get some star power.
Of some of them going to the East, so we'll see. But no, for real, that's crazy. But, Cavs still at number 2, and that's kind of what we thought, that they would be at number 2. Raptors and Hawks are tied for 3 and 4. Interesting, because, both of those teams were not looking too hot to start the season. But I guess they're, again, in the East, anything's possible, right? Hawks. So they're 3 and 4. I know, they're picking it up.
Jalen Johnson.
Yep.
Be a bad man.
Yeah, they're picking it up. And the Knicks and the 76ers are basically right behind them, they're also tied. They have the same record for 5 and 6. And, the Knicks were looking kind of slow. They're looking a little bit better, though. And, Brunson got hurt, but they've actually still been playing well and winning. So I guess we'll see. I thought they were going to be a little bit better. I think we all did. So we'll see if they pick up the pace. We'll see who picks up the pace, who gets a little bit better, who gets a little bit worse, who falls up, who falls down in the East. It's just so, it's kind of easy, I feel to slide up and down right now, especially, like I said, 3 and 4 are tied, and 4 and 5 are tied. Or no, sorry, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 are tied. So, I think it's still kind of anybody's game. We'll see. Maybe the Pistons stay at the top, and the other teams are kind of I think the Cavs will probably stay in the top 3 still, but we'll see who moves up. The Bucks, they were looking pretty good. They're now number 9 in the East. Are they showing their true colors? I just feel when they're not shooting lights out, they just don't look good. Like you said, the Lakers blew them out and they did not look good. Because, and to be fair, they were not hitting shots that they should have been hitting.
Yeah.
Especially in the first half of that game. But Giannis had a groin injury, unfortunately, in the game, I believe, yesterday. And he will be out 1 to 2 weeks. And so that's not going to be good for them. I don't see how they win without Giannis. He's the team. They have other good players, but he is just such an integral part of everything that they do that it's tough for them. And I genuinely will be surprised if Giannis stays on this team through the season.
Yeah, those trade rumors are going to get a little
I
hotter.
still stand by that. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, can't feel great about the Bucks. Like we said, we're going to see. You know, the East is shifting every day. I still feel bad for the Pacers. I just want to throw that out there because, my God, I was saying that, like, there has not been a team that has started off so badly in like 50 years or something after making it to the finals. I just feel so bad for them. And they're finally getting players back.
I wouldn't want them back.
Nembhard is back. And who else is back that was out? Not Neesmith is out. No, I don't even think... Is McConnell back?
Yeah.
Okay. McConnell's back. And... yeah, you know, they're getting some people back, but they just had such a diabolically awful start that I fear that it's not possible to redeem. But who knows?
No.
It's the Pacers, so we'll see. Maybe they can get a play-in spot still.
No, I don't.
It's the East.
I'm firmly, I was already out on their stock. I'm even more. No. It's too much.
I don't know. I just have to shout them out because I truly feel like I love that team. That
Because every now and then you're gonna have to mix in, you know, the Thunder or the Nuggets or the Rockets or the Lakers or the Spurs or the Timberwolves or the Warriors.
They're not winning those games.
No, they're not winning those games.
Yeah, you're right. Well, regardless,
Power Friendship is gonna be back hard next year.
Oh yeah, they're coming back with a vengeance. I think they're gonna be a top 4 seed next year, when everyone's healthy. So, you know, rest up, Indiana. It's okay. Loading. But yeah, that's kind of the summary of what's been going on. Like we said, I mean, a lot of games still to be played. We are only 1 month in. So we'll see how things continue to go, especially in the West, obviously, where things are going to be more competitive. I think we're going to see more wild cards in the East. So that'll be more interesting, I guess, to kind of monitor. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say before we get into our MVVs?
Nah. I'm good.
Okay, guys. Well, it is time for our MVV, and you know what that means. That is the most valuable vibes. It is our version of the MVP, and instead of being just the best player, we are picking the person, player, whatever, that brought the vibes this week, okay? This is just who really, like, carried the vibes, who brought the energy, and that is who the most valuable vibes goes to. So, do you have a pick for most? Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Who's your pick?
I got Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
My boy's holding it down while Trae Young is out.
Yeah.
I think this is actually perfect for Trae Young and the Hawks. They have a lot of chemistry and, you know, rotations and everything to develop and build. And I think this team also needs to not be so reliant on Trae Young. So when he comes back into the fold, leading that team again, I think it might be different when he comes back.
Okay.
I think you have an opportunity to be even better.
I like that pick. You know, honestly, this week was a little tough for me. I kind of didn't know who to pick because I feel like some teams had really good weeks, some teams had really bad weeks. I had an honorable mention, and now I can't even remember who it was. But the person I was going to choose, unfortunately, you might not like this, but I was going to choose Steph Curry. Just because...
Oh, no, I have no problem with Steph Curry. I just
feel like he... You know, that's what people want from Steph. And, you know, you're not going to get too much more of this out of him. Like, he's already 37. I mean, even if he plays for 3-4 more years, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's going to be like LeBron status and just keep doing all this crazy stuff for years to come. But I just feel like this is clearly his best week of the year. Not including, obviously, the OKC game. Like, monster performances. Literally willed his team to win those 2 tough games against the Spurs. And, you know, I got to admit, like, it was fun to watch. As much as I was hoping the Spurs would pull out one of those wins, it was fun to watch Steph do that. And so, yeah, I got to give it to Steph Curry this week.
Oh, I thought he was your honorable mention. He was
He was going to be my pick. I can't remember who I had as... I don't know why I can't...
Was it JB Bickerstaff?
No. I don't know.
Was it Miles McBride?
Why can I not remember who my honorable mention was?
Was it Nikola Jokic?
No, it was not Nikola. I mean, honestly, I could give it to any of... Oh, it was going to be Giannis. That's right, it was going to be Giannis. Because not only has Giannis been playing great, but this is kind of dumb, but it was from the Lakers game. Because at the end of the game...
Oh, yeah, he showed massive respect to him.
Yes, exactly. I almost gave it to Giannis just for this, but I was like, oh, Steph, the aura. I had to give it to Steph.
Yeah, that's why the Nembhard or the Halliburton's dad stuff was so... It's like... The guy's gonna talk shit, but he's extremely respectful. Good guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, I'll briefly explain. Basically, at the end of the game, obviously the Lakers won. Our rookie, this was his first game ever playing, and he scored a dunk, and he also got 2 free throws, and so they wanted to give him the game ball at the end of the game, and all the players were trying to get it, and basically the refs wouldn't give it to them, and then they gave it to, like, the Bucks staff, and then they wouldn't give it to them, and it was just this whole mess, and everyone's like, can you just give us the ball? And they wouldn't give it to them. It was, like, minutes-long standoff, and then Giannis just comes up and grabs it and just gives it to them, and, you know, that was really nice. Obviously very good sportsmanship and, you know, good vibes from Giannis for sure. So that's why Giannis was my honorable mention for MVP. But yeah, guys, that has been the first month, basically. This has been the first month of the NBA. We will be checking in weekly from this point on. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next week. So much can happen in 1 week in the NBA. So we'll see. Let us know what you guys think about all these teams. What do you think will stick? What do you think won't? Do you agree with our takes? We want to know in the comments. So you guys should let us know. Make sure to please subscribe to this channel if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not, you could be. We are First Team All Vibes everywhere. You can also listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at First Team All Vibes. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at First Team All Vibes. Everywhere. Just look up First Team All Vibes. You'll find us. Interact with the algorithm, like, comment, do all that stuff, guys, because it makes a huge difference for us, and it literally takes like one little swipe of your finger. So it's just a nice thing to do. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, you are a real one, and we really appreciate it. So we will see you next week. Bye-bye.